Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgon 111, and welcome back to Dungeon and Puzzles. It's amazing what a little time away can do in terms of puzzle solving. Last time I was struggling to eke out one more move on this particular puzzle, and when I came back and took a look at it, it ended up being kind of obvious. So all of this is stuff that we've done before, and I grabbed the sword on 25, and then came down and started killing. But what I should have done is drag this guy upward with me as I was on the way to the sword, so that I don't need to take an extra step to kill him. Then everything falls into place. We saved one move by not having to step back downwards to kill the blue guy. And that's a par score for room 126. All right. Taking a minute to look at my notes, as fate would have it, in puzzle 128, where I was also a move short, it is also the case that the timing of killing the big guy ends up being key. Previously, I went and killed this guy and then started dragging this guy around and doing things. However, if I leave the big guy alive, drag this guy over first. Right. Kill him here. In the killing position, he conveniently left me directly above this stool, which is just where I need to be in order to be bopping the stool on starting at turn 16 rather than turn 17. And so as a result, I can do everything else the same as I did last time, but now we get our par score 31. So in both cases, it was just a little bit of fine-tuning that I missed in my prior attempts that helped us solve the puzzle in par. So let's move on to a new puzzle once again. Puzzle 129. All right, crowded little room. The only killing position, ooh, is that awkward trap. Okay, and also getting to the doorway. I have to push the spear rack left and then up. Otherwise, I'll never be able to get to the door. So let's start with that. I pushed it left. Pushing it up will be a little bit more work. In fact, I probably wanted to get this out of the way. Okay, the spear rack is now in its final resting position. Now let's try to kill some monsters. Sorry about that, I had a bit of a frog in my throat. Hopefully it's better now. I guess, well, how am I ever going to get into the center? I guess I need to use the stool. I do want you to come down here, because I think that's going to be my only killing position. And so I need to drag you over. That's pretty close, actually. That was a 34. What could I do differently? I could reorder a bit of this, potentially. Let me just do pretty much the same thing with a keen eye on if I'm doing anything inefficiently. I think I do like bopping this way. That all feels good. So I put the spear rack up at 17. Then I'm going to start pulling this guy down all the way to here. Then I can bop, bop, bop. I think this is the same as before. Indeed. That is, once again, the 34 move solution. So, just kind of backing out of this, I had to do a little bit of dancing back and forth to push these guys in. But it seemed like that was necessary. And the stool had started in the center and it needed to move right and then down. And I don't know that there is a way to do that more efficiently. And I definitely needed to push the blue guy all the way up if I was going to push the spear rack over. Which has to be the first move for the spear rack. Because there's no way to kill the blue guy without moving the spear rack. Actually, is that true? Could I have killed the blue guy without moving the spear rack? That's an interesting question to ask. I guess if I were to do such a thing, it would look something like this. So, but I can't get the stool downward, which I need. Is there another way to get the stool downward? I would need some upward room to do that. So if I bopped you up just once, then I suppose I could do this and get the stool down here. But that is so many moves. And I still don't have a way to push the spear rack to the left because I needed the monster as leverage in order to end up in the right row. Okay, so I think that's a fine first 5 moves. I will want to have this guy come back down. Oops. So I might as well... I can't pull him now because I don't have the gloves yet. If I'd already had the gloves, that could be better. So let's pick up the gloves first. Bop him up. Then let's start pulling him back down. But I need to bop the... I need to bop the stool over. So actually I want to leave him here. Bop the stool over. I think I can go ahead and pull this guy down. And I need to pull him across anyway, so I might as well take that as an opportunity to be standing on top of the stool. Then bop it down, pull this down. Bop, bop-a-doo, bop-a-dop, bam, boom. Yes, this is better. I still have to bop the spear rack, but that's fine. 29, 30, 31, 32. Did it. All right. Are we possibly opening the final section of puzzles? It's hard to tell. There's still a down arrow coming out of there. We took a brief look at S15 and it was huge. And I'm just not in the mood for that right now. It does look like there's one puzzle down at the bottom. Maybe it's like Secret 16. And this will go up to 134. Yeah, that would add up. Because I believe there's 150 puzzles total. This looks tiny. Only 21 groove par. And we have a shield. Okay. How am I ever killing the rat in the upper left? Is a question you might ask if you were me. I suppose if I pick things up in this order, Then I could, oops, wrong thingy. Then I could shoot you. Pick this up. Shoot the door. And bop against it. But I need the arrow to kill the rat. So somehow I need to be here with a bow and arrow in this row. So I might need to bop the spider upward toward me by using my arrow. I could do that. If I shot the arrow, bopped, bop, bop, bop. Well, it's good and it's bad. The problem now is if I go pick up the arrow, I can't get anywhere where I can hit the spider. So can I move the spider left or right and do that? Yes, same principle. Bop. Bop the spider to the right. Pick up my arrow. Bop the spider up to where he needs to be. Shoot him. Pick up the arrow. Shoot the rat. Ooh. What? How am I ever gonna get... If I pick up the arrow, my only move leaves me here, and so my only out seems to be to leave the arrow behind. But neither of those are going to help. So I need to kill the rat first. I can't kill the rat first, can I? Maybe I could, using the same principle I used to get around the spider. So... Well, I used it to bop the spider. I can bop the spider until... Yeah. Okay. I might see it. I might see it. Okay, so if I shoot this, bop my arrow, bop the spider, we're going to do something similar, but we're not going to shoot the spider. We're just going to bop him, and I could bop him, and walk up. Yes, bop him, walk up. But then I still... I can shoot the rat now first. But this still doesn't solve my problem, because now I still don't have a way to kill the spider. If I'd stopped there, I wouldn't have been able to get near the rat. If I'd stopped here... This has some possibilities, because I could walk to where I could shoot the rat. Pick up my arrow. Fire it again. Bop the spider somewhere. That's not going to help me. The arrow's still trapped in the corner, and the spider is also trapped. Hold on. If I had bopped the arrow here, then I could have gotten the spider into a column where I could hit it, except then I can't get back to the arrow. So what am I missing? It's a little puzzle. There's not that many things that we can do. So if I kept the spider in the middle column, like I did once, does that change anything? If I shot the rat last and didn't have to retrieve my arrow, there's still the issue of me getting into the center column, which implies that I shot him from the center column. Yeah, let's work under the assumption, which may be false, that if we get over into the corner where the rat is with our own body, we can never solve the puzzle. So let's assume we can never walk over there, which means our last move has to be shooting an arrow there, an arrow that we never need to retrieve. If we're never retrieving the arrow, we won't be able to bop up against it. The spider must already be dead because we're never retrieving the arrow, which means we have nothing else to bop against, which means we must be in the center column, which means we must be firing at the rat from the center column, which means we must be standing right here to kill the rat. Which implies that the spider already died in this position because that's how we got to be standing here. Which implies I was able to fire at the spider the original position of the bow and arrow. So maybe I do need to pick up the shield first. Oh, you know what? I could do something ridiculous like this. And then what? I mean, I can do this, but I don't see it helping me. I want the spider south of the bow and arrow. And I want to be holding the bow and arrow in that row or column. The bow and arrow, if it's still standing on the floor, can never be moved south. It can only be moved east or west. I don't want to move it east or west, but I also just can't move the spider with this as my only tool. So I need to pick up the bow and arrow. But I also need to kill the spider there. Ugh. I don't see how to do this. Is there another way for me to retrieve my arrow and do useful things with the spider? So let's get the spider into position. If I get my arrow back, I can never get there. If I put the spider here, this at least lets me end up in the column. Oh, could I have killed the rat first? Starting to have an idea, maybe? Could I get to the rat now? Well, still no. Because once I pick up the arrow, I can't get into that column. Everything's impossible. Is there any other furniture I can move that I'm not realizing? No, it's all in corners. Bopping the bow and arrow didn't seem to help me. What about just bopping the arrow? What if I do something crazy like this? Like fire the arrow and then go try to bop it somewhere? Like I can't reach it there, but something along those lines? Like suppose I... Well, yeah, the arrow's almost always going to be in a corner. Unless it hits the spider. Alright, so if the arrow hits the spider... Oh, then I can shoot him. Oh, right, and then shoot the rat, and then the problem is I don't have a way out the door. Could I have moved one square to the left first? Well, no. Yeah, once again, that was what I was trying to do. I was trying to get the spider to south of the door. And I can't. Bopping the arrow south doesn't help. If I pick up the arrow and just walk around, doesn't help. Bopping the rat doesn't do anything. I must be missing something obvious because this is not that large of a puzzle, but I'm just not seeing it. So I think the correct thing to do is to move on for now. This is the final group of puzzles. Oh, I don't have access to this one yet. If I solve S15, oh dear God. If I solve S15, will that give me access? 74 moves. Let's just accept that it's a lot of moves. The only killing position is in the upper left. And there's also an annoying stool that we have to, well, probably make our friend rather than be annoying somehow. Where might the stool want to go? Also, what is like the final moves gonna look like so that I can get out the door? I mean, I guess I can always bop against the spikes and find my way out the door. So let's not worry about that too much right now. At some point, you're gonna have to go down. And then left and then up. And the stool's already in the way. Okay, so if the stool were here, then you could go here. But then I have no way to stop in the middle. So it looks like the stool's position where it wants to be is actually here, I think. Oops. Because that enables me to get south of this guy and use that as a killing position. Then presumably the stool needs to go in here to help something. Not sure what just yet. I can get you out. I see, you're gonna have to go north for me to be able to drag you. So let's go ahead and get that guy north. I guess it makes sense to go ahead and kill this guy off. Then I can do this. This doesn't seem so bad. In fact, I did it in 68 and I had 74. Easiest game ever? I guess so. I got an achievement. That's why the game paused. No more secrets. All right, we finished all the secret rooms. So I guess it's 15 secrets, and I guess 135 is going to be like the final major puzzle. That did not unlock any new puzzles. So I am stuck back on 130. All right. Why don't I just look at this on my own for a few minutes? After looking at this puzzle for a number of minutes, I've at least found a solution. It's still not par, but here's what I've discovered after a lot of false starts. So I can... Actually, I don't need to bop that up just yet. I can go ahead and bop you over here, and the arrow over here, and by putting the arrow in that row, I can go pick it up, shoot the rat, and then still have an escape plan, because I can shoot this guy and bounce off the arrow, and that gets me the room solved in 23. So, it's not par, but it is a solution that'll unlock something else, which is good, because I tried to improve on that while I was off camera, and I cannot find an improvement. So let's take a look at puzzle 131 instead. What do we got here? Eventually, I need to get to my sword. In order to do so, I need to pull some furniture my way. And let's imagine I'm also going to need to bop some stuff with the shield. I can't easily tell what, like, the minimum amount of furniture I need to pull is. Yeah, I really don't have any idea at all. So let's just start pulling on some stuff as we can. Well, I mean, I guess I can bop you over. I don't really have a plan here. And it might be showing. If I pull this down, we're just in experimental phase right now. Trying to understand, even vaguely, what's possible. I'm not even sure I'm getting that far, though. Alright, these last few puzzles are really difficult, I think. I think I need to pack stuff into the lower left, perhaps, to have enough room to pull things out. So what would I want to pack first? I mean, I guess if I could get this down another one, but in order to get it down another one, I need to get around the top of it, and in order to get around the top of it, I guess, okay, here's an idea. What if I start by pulling this guy down, bop him over into this corner, and then I can get around the top of this to bop it further south. And that'll give me some space. Can I get north of the slime yet? Not easily. But I guess I could bring this down. And it seems like I might want this to the left anyway, so let's go ahead and do that. Knock this down. Bring the slime down here. And then still not be able to get any of this. Okay, before I work on slime then, what if instead I had pulled all right, what if instead what if okay, what if instead I had knocked everybody to the north when I had a chance? Is there any chance to be the north there? Not really. I guess I can pull you to the left, knock you further north, pull you left again, and then be able to pull this guy south, and now I can gain access to the sword. Okay. Still a bit of a mess. Not sure how we're going to get to the slime. Actually, I can bop you north and bop you this way. Hey, look at this. I'm doing it in 38, even though it had a 43. Alright. Let's just be happy with it. Wildly varying levels of challenge, at least for me, in these last few puzzles. What does 132 look like? Very tightly packed. We need to get to our bow and arrow. It seems like the fewest objects I could move would be the pot and the rat. So I guess let's go after that. Ooh, not easy. I guess I could do something like... I need to move that pot again. And I'm not sure how to do it. Yeah, how could I ever do it? I guess the stool needed to not be here. No, even if the stool's here, that's as far up as I could bring it. All I have is a glove. Suppose I tried coming in this side instead? Does that change things for me at all? I can pull stools around. That may or may not be useful or interesting. Suppose I also pull you. I can walk to here. I could pull the rat up 1, but not 2, because I can never... Right, I can never pull something further north. So I'd have to pull it left and right, but in order to pull it left and right, I'd have to end up in the second row. In order to end up in the second row... Got it. Okay. So back when I did, for example, this, then I should have been doing this next. And I should have done it the other way. Okay. I have an idea. So, pull up the pot. Then I want to pull up the box. Oh, except for I can't pull up the box now. What if I had left this here so I could pull up the box? But I haven't pulled up the pot yet, and so now I can't pull it to the side. Alright, so what if I do have to do them in the opposite order? And pull out the crates first? Any chance that this will work? I didn't really mean to pull that one, although I don't know that it matters. And then, once again, I didn't mean to pull that. I still can't get enough out here. So I'd need to pull another one. Suppose I began by pulling out a crate. Use this as leverage to pull the crate out of the way. Then pull out another crate. Then I seem to be stuck. I suppose I could pull the pot. No, it's not going to help. It could actually, because I was pulling on the stool. So if I pulled the stool over here, then I could pull the pot over here. Then that enables me to stand here, which means I can pull the crate out of the way. But now I can't get in the middle. Now I can't get in the middle. Right. Okay. Is there a way to start by pulling the pot first? Oops, not what I wanted to press. What if I just pull the pot up that high and then pull it out of the way? And then pull the rat up over here. And then get stuck. I can't do anything here. And I can't do anything here. If I had only pulled the rat up this high, I also can't do anything. Suppose that I move a stool first in case it's going to help somehow. Let's move a couple of them like that. just kind of on a whim. I think I wanted to do just this. Pull this over to the left. But now I can't get back in there because my stool is no longer there. So I need to leave the stool in the rat column if I'm still trying to pull the rat out. So, pull this. If I leave it there, does it do any better? I don't know that it does. Still no way to get any leverage where I need to go. If I'd had a stool in the second column or the fifth column. Okay, can I get a stool in the second column or the fifth column before I do all this? I think yes. So I can pull you left. There's a stool in the second column. But I lost my stool that was in the fourth column. Any chance that I can do something clever on this side now? Because this enables me to pull this out this way. Can still get in here. Pull this guy out. However, now I can't get around him. Because there's nowhere I can go. And if I hadn't pulled them all the way up, I don't know that it would have helped. If I do this, does it help anything? It does, actually. Because I could pull him here, and then I could pull him here, and then I could access the bow and arrow. Here we go. Alright. Look at this. I guess I wanted to fire my arrow at the stool so I can hit this guy. And we solved it in a mere 50 steps instead of 27 that we were looking for. Okay, I am obviously far from a solution on that one as well, but that's another one that I'll have to take a look at for next time. So we had one hard puzzle, one puzzle that I destroyed, and then one puzzle that destroyed me. But we are getting down to the last of the dregs, so who knows? Maybe next episode could finish it up. It's at least a possibility. I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I'll see you again soon for more Dungeon and Puzzles. For now, bye-bye.